The time is 9:30. I would like to call the April 9th, 2024 meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time is public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning projects. Go ahead. You can step forward. You're going to come over here to the podium. Please state your name for the record, and then after you can write your name and address.
Okay, my name is Douglas Barger. I live in Millcreek, in a subdivision kind of across from Spring Hill. I've never been to one of these meetings, but I've lived a lot of places, and came today to, and I don't know if you've heard this before, but I'm just not particularly impressed with what Waste Management is doing for us.
I just want to, this is for public comment for agenda items. Is there anything on the agenda?
No.
Specifically,
not on the agenda.
we actually do have time for a comment period at the end of our meeting.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And yes, that's okay. And at that time, you will have 5 minutes to speak. Would that be okay?
That's fine.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Sorry, I know it's a little confusing. This one's for public comment on the agenda items in case, you know, you want to yell at us about something
Yeah,
we're
I'll
going to
talk
vote
at
on.
the end then.
You can just yell at us later. Okay.
Give you time to stew more.
Right,
Yeah.
I have some comments for sure.
Okay, sure. Great, thank you very much. Any other comments on agenda items? Okay, seeing none, then we will move on to our administration of oath of office to our new police officer, Patrolman Martin Lepowski. Chief Mook, would you like to say anything? I have the oath of office here.
No, we're very happy to have Martin come on aboard. This brings us back to our full complement of 66 sworn officers.
Thank you very much. And yes, I'm anxious to administer the oath of office for future Patrolman Lepowski. Come on up. Please raise your right hand. I, Martin Lepowski,
I, Martin Lepowski,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of Millcreek Township's police officer
of Millcreek Township's police officer
in Millcreek Township, Erie County, with fidelity.
in Millcreek Township, Erie County, with fidelity.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
I got a few already. With the board? Yep, sure.
Three. Thank you.
Thank you again. Congratulations. And at this time, if, unless you would like to stay for the meeting, if your family would like to go out into the, go out anywhere for pictures or anything, that's fine. Thank you to all of the police officers who came in today for this. Thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. Can I give a shout out, actually? Am I allowed to do that right now? I'd like to give a shout out to our Millcreek Police Department and our Millcreek Fire Departments for being so vigilant yesterday and for keeping all of us so safe. I think that, they deserve a round of applause. At our high point, we had 32 officers on the road, stationed all over the place, and yesterday would not have been as safe without you. Thank you for all that you do every day, but particularly yesterday when we had that influx of visitors. So, thank you. Okay, we're now going to move on to the approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from March 26, 2024?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you very much. Motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Now we're moving to approval of the bills. Do I have a motion to approve the bills?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes, motion carries. Next up on the agenda is a public hearing on an intermunicipal liquor license transfer. This is for, Ms. Caparosa, are you going to speak first, or should I open up the hearing?
We can open up the hearing.
Okay. I'm going to officially open up the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak on the intermunicipal liquor license transfer? Please, if you wouldn't mind coming up and stating your name into the record.
I'm not going to yell at you, I promise. Michael Farces with Integrated Foods.
Thank you very much. Would you like to approach the board with any information?
No, I'm excited to move to the township. I've been a long resident and business owner in Erie, the city, and I've now moved out of the city and looking to move my business out away from the city.
Great. Well, thank you very much. We're happy to have you.
Is that it?
Any other questions from the board?
None here.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now I will open it up to public comment. Okay, seeing none, I will go ahead and close the hearing. And now we have, for consideration regarding the intermunicipal liquor license transfer, Resolution 2024 R6 is before us. Ms. Caparosa, I think this might be your cue.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Clear. Before you is Resolution 2024 R-6, which is it's a pretty standard resolution that we have that approves the intermunicipal transfer of the license number R-13589 into the township from the city of Erie. And this is moving the license from 2641 Myrtle Street to the Millcreek Mall up on Peach Street. And that just after the public hearing, the board has concluded that this would be an appropriate approval, and this is just a formality with the PLCB.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions or comments from the board?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Okay, I'll go ahead and open it up for the vote. And Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
And Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Are we allowed to talk about what this is? Not yet? Okay, all right, good. Okay, sounds great. Thank you very much.
Thanks for respecting me. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course.
I'm going to get pumped.
Yes, you are. But we're excited, so. Yes, you can leave. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Next up on our agenda is Resolution 2024-R7, a resolution pursuant to the 2015 R20 and Municipal Records Manual. To speak on this is Ms. Caparosa.
Thank you, Mrs. Clear. This, again, is a formality. We are seeking to dispose of certain records that have reached the end of their retention period, and under the rules, we're required to do this formally by resolution. We're seeking to dispose of certain payroll records at the request of Ms. Page, and this would be for the years 20 accounts payable and payroll reports from 2012 through 2016, which has reached the end of their retention period.
Great. Any questions for Ms. Caparosa? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. A new and amended ordinance under review. This is the subdivision and land development ordinance, the SALDO. To speak on this, Ms. Caparosa.
Yes, thank you. Again, we're completed final legal review, and we're working with engineering and planning and develop to coordinate a time for the final internal review amongst the group. And then, Ms. Clear, if I'll move on to the next item under consideration as well. It's an amendment to Chapter 55, Article 3, which is reimbursement for services and materials. As previously reported, Chapter 55, Article 3 provides specific authority to recover funds from the volunteer fire departments when they respond to accidents. With the addition of the Township Fire Department, we're looking to consolidate that process for the departments, as well as allowing Millcreek Fire to obtain recoveries as may be allowed by law. So we're just trying to finalize what the scope of what we can recover is.
Great. Does this require action today?
Neither of these do.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Caparosa. Moving on now to item 10, bids and quotations. First up, we have an application fee and letter of intent from the MPD that I will speak on. Okay, this came from Chief Carter Mook, and this letter of intent is asking for approval to submit a letter of intent and payment of an application fee of $250 to the PA Chiefs of Police Association to indicate our decision to move forward with the process of becoming an accredited law enforcement agency in the Commonwealth. There are multiple reasons why the Millcreek Police Department is seeking an agency that would to have our agency become accredited. This would result in potential insurance savings, incorporation and implementation of policy best practices, stronger community relations, and confidence in the agency. I think I can speak for Carter Mook, Chief Mook, and many others that this accreditation is a lengthy process, but it would result in a lot of benefits for our citizens, but also to our department. So having that recognition, it is quite difficult to receive. So anyway, I'm going to make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
A motion was made by Ms. Clear and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. Mr. Bach, I think this was something that you had talked about too at some point, didn't you?
Yeah, this process was actually started about 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But it was temporarily put on hold, so as you stated before, it's quite an extensive process, and there's very few agencies that actually do become accredited, so
Wow.
yeah, once it occurs, it will be definitely a positive thing here.
Oh, good now. Okay, great. Well, thank you.
Maybe the chief can even, if he wants to speak a little more on we just covered the accreditation process or application, and
No, that's okay.
didn't know if you wanted to add anything.
I read everything, and Mr. Bach also spoke on it as well.
Just it carries with it multiple reasons where it could benefit us, potential insurance savings, incorporation and implementation of police policy best practices, stronger community relations, and confidence in the agency.
Yeah, great. The motion did carry, by the way.
Thank you.
So, Okay, next up, we have the voice recorder system from, in the MPD dispatch. Chief Mook.
Thank you. Our dispatch center is in need of a replacement voice recorder system for incoming and outgoing phone calls. The current system is outdated, sometimes unstable and unreliable. $18,000 was allocated in this year's budget for the purchase of a new recording system. Mobilecom has provided a quote for this project of $10,694.64, significantly under budget, and I highly recommend this be approved today.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. Next, we have a scanner in Public Works garage. Mr. Donikowski.
Thank you. Good morning. The garage is seeking approval to purchase a new Snap-on Zeus Plus vehicle scanner for diagnosing and repairing township vehicles. One quote was received from Snap-on for a price of $10,542. The major selling point for this scanner is that it integrates with the Mitchell software that the garage currently uses for repairing and troubleshooting issues with vehicles. Funds for this will be taken from the vehicle scanner line of the garage capital budget, leaving a balance of $3,458. I recommend the purchase of this scanner.
Any questions for Mr. Donikowski? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. AC machine in the Public Works Department in the garage.
The garage is seeking approval to purchase a new Robin Air 1234YF AC machine. One quote was received from O'Reilly Auto Parts for a price of $6,409. This machine is needed to work on the air conditioning systems of the newer fleet vehicles. Funds will be taken from the 1234 AC machine line of the garage capital budget, leaving a balance of $591, and I recommend the purchase of this AC machine.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Township paving parking lot Phase 2 bid results and award in the Public Works Department. Mr. Donikowski.
On March 28th, a bid opening was held for Phase 2 of the Township Building Paving Project. This contract includes approximately 3,275 square yards of milling and resurfacing from the township's west property line to Cahee Road along the back of the township building. Two bids were received. The first bid was from Lindy Paving with a total lump sum price of $80,912.50. The second bid was from McCormick Construction with a total lump sum price of $81,880. There were $75,000 budgeted for this project. The remaining $5,912.50 will be taken from the contingency line of the building maintenance capital budget, leaving a balance of $4,087.50, and I recommend awarding this work to Lindy Paving.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Donikowski? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Next up, mowing and snow removal award, planning and development. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Good morning. In March, we solicited quotes from firms to provide as-needed mowing and snow removal services for use by the Code Enforcement Office to remediate violations that a property owner has ignored. In cases that these services are used, the property owner is billed for the service and a lien is placed on their property if they don't pay. In this manner, the township is reimbursed for the cost of these services. 3 quotes were received as detailed on the attached tabulation sheet. The 3 firms to submit quotes were Yardmaster, Gerlach's Garden and Power Equipment, and Empire Snow Management Incorporated. I'll read the results. There were several different services being requested, so I'll go through each. The first under mowing services for neglected service, Yardmaster's bid was $55, Gerlach's was per hour. Gerlach's was $145 per hour, and Empire Snow Management was $45 per hour. Maintenance service, Yardmaster $45 per hour, Gerlach's $125 per hour, Empire $31 per hour. Debris removal, Yardmaster $45 per hour, Gerlach's $95 per hour, Empire $42 per hour. Additional services, Yardmaster $55 per hour, Gerlach's $65 per hour, and Empire $42 per hour. We also include snow and ice removal services under basic services for less than 1 hour labor. Yardmaster's bid was $60 per hour. Gerlach's gave no proposal for any of these snow removal services, so I will skip Gerlach's from here on. And Empire was $26 per hour. For 1 labor hour or more, Yardmaster was $55 per hour, and Empire was $45 per hour. Salt per bag, both Yardmaster and Empire were $15 per bag. Under heavy or deep snow ice removal, the use of a tractor, Yardmaster's quote was $80 per hour, Empire's was $95 per hour. And then again, salt, $15 per bag, both Yardmaster and Empire. It is the recommendation of the Planning and Development Department to award the contract to Empire Snow Management with a total not to exceed price of $6,000 per year. I would also recommend that the approval be conditional on Empire entering into a professional service agreement with the township that has been reviewed and is acceptable to the township solicitor.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the mowing and snow removal award?
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. Streetlight assessment billing forms in the administration department. To speak on this is Assistant Treasurer Melanie Page.
Good morning. I am assisting permission to order streetlight assessment bills from Proforma. The cost of 12,000 forms is $1,953.20. This is included in the budget and is an annual expense.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Ms. Page? Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Bach and seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. Number 11 on our agenda is the FY 2023 CDBG Administration Agreement with Erie County. To speak on this, Mr. Matt Waldinger.
Thank you. Attached is an agreement between the township and the County of Erie for administration of the township's fiscal year 2023 Community Development Block Grant funds. This is an agreement we typically enter into every year with the county to manage Millcreek CDBG funds in exchange for an administration fee taken from the grant amount. For fiscal year 2023, the township was awarded $238,033 in funding. The county's fee will be $32,000, which equates to 13.4% of our allocation, which is less than the 20% maximum administration fees allowed in the program. Erie County has done a good job of administering our CDBG program in cooperation with Planning and Development and the engineering departments. The fees will come directly from our grant award, and no money will be paid from the general fund. I recommend approval of this agreement for our fiscal year 2023 fund administration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Waldinger. Any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. The MRM proxy request. I believe this is Ms. Caparosa.
Thank you, Ms. Clear. This is an annual request that we receive from MRM Trust, which is the administrator for our workers' comp policy trust. But this is just simply an annual meeting where they elect the trustees for this trust, and whether or not we attend that meeting or if we want to designate a proxy to just cast the vote for who the trustees would be. I believe we typically just designate a proxy to vote in our place. We do not attend the meetings. So the recommendation would be to complete the proxy form and submit that to the trust secretary in
Okay,
advance of the annual meeting.
great. Thank you very much. Any questions for Ms. Caparosa? And this does require us to act. Is that correct, Ms. Caparosa?
Yes.
Just making sure.
We do have a delegate that's identified, but if we don't attend, we can just have
Then
the
we can have that
proxy.
proxy. Okay, okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
Yes.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet and seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Okay, I will open it up for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. Next up on our agenda is the Township Vehicle Lease Agreement, and I believe to speak on this is Ms. Caparosa.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Clear. The township has been exploring for the last couple of months, entering into a lease arrangement for many of the township's fleet vehicles and the police department vehicles with Enterprise Rental Systems, actually Enterprise Fleet Management, excuse me. And they are a participant in Sourcewell, which is similar to CoStarz in that they've gone through the bidding process. So it's lengthy discussions with them in terms of that. It'd be a 5-year agreement whereby the township would be leasing vehicles from Enterprise, primarily, I think, police vehicles at this time with some public works vehicles. I don't know what the firm schedule is. But the solicitor's office has reviewed those contracts and has no issues with that, with the recommendation that there would be an addendum to that that includes some of our standard sunshine, right to know, non-collusion, the typical municipal provisions that aren't in standard commercial contracts. And I don't
Okay.
have the numbers in terms of,
There aren't.
okay.
Yes, no, so you're right. Yeah, there are not. It's the agreement. Okay, thank you very much. I will open it up for discussion. Any questions? Okay, then I will I'm going to make a motion to approve the Township Vehicle Lease Agreement with Enterprise.
I'll second.
Okay, I made the motion, seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
No.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Next up, we have temporary access agreement to 1435 Oakmont Avenue. Would you like to speak on this, Mr. Olet?
Sure. This comes from Chad McConnell, our assistant engineer, requesting to approve and sign the temporary access agreement for 1435 Oakmont Avenue. It's requested for driveway adjustments during future sidewalk project along Oxa Road outside of Millcreek Township's right-of-way due to sidewalk elevation changes. This is similar to several other agreements we have in this project area. And I'll make that in the form of a motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. I'll open it up for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
And motion carries. I vote yes, sorry, motion carries. Next up, the communications, treasurer communications, Ms. Page.
I don't have anything further right now.
Thank you. Training requests, we have one from MPD and two from administration. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mrs. Clear. The Pennsylvania State Police are hosting a 5-day basic homicide investigation course, September 9th through the 13th, at the Butler County Community College. The course is free to attend and covers several topics relevant to the investigation of homicides and other serious crimes. We have 3 detectives who have yet to attend this course, and I'm recommending their approval. This is for Lieutenant Hardner, Detective Inman, and Detective Juka. Lodging is estimated at $130 a night, 5 nights, 2 rooms, total $1,300. Gasoline cost is estimated at $40. Per diems are $352 per officer, a total of $1,056 in per diems. So total travel costs are $2,396.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Chief Mook? Okay, I'm going to ask for a motion to
So
approve.
moved. So moved.
I'll second.
Motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Next up on the agenda, our administration, we have 2 requests. Would this be you, Ms. Page?
I can do this.
Thank you.
Township Secretary Cheryl Williams is currently a notary, and her license expires on November 19th, 2024. She is requesting permission to renew her commission for another 4 years. The cost is approximately $396, and this includes notary education, bonding, a new stamp, and recorder of deed fees. So it is my recommendation to purchase the PAN Notary Reappointment with Online Education Program, which includes all the essentials of the notary reappointment package, and upon completion of the course, Ms. Williams will receive certification and approval by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Department of State to serve as a notary in Pennsylvania, and the cost of that is $356.85. Plus a combined Erie County Recorder of Deeds and Prothonotary fees of $34 to record her bond, register her signature, and to be sworn in.
Great. Thank you very much. I'll make a motion to approve Ms. Williams' notary services. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I made the motion, and it was seconded by Mr. Bach. Any discussion? Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. Motion carries. And you had another request, Ms. Page?
That was just two.
Oh, that
That
was the
was 2 in 1,
Okay,
yes.
that's right. Thank you very much. Okay. Executive sessions. Okay. Executive sessions were held on, hold on. I apologize. I don't know why my executive session is not coming up. Hold on. Yes, I have it. I swear I have it all written out. Yes, you sent that. Hold on. I'll open it back up. Yes. Thank you. Executive session, I apologize. Executive sessions were held on March 28th, 2024, and on April 4th, 2024. On March 28th, 2024, real estate related to Parks and Rec was discussed, Park and Rec facilities and easements on township property. In addition, litigation matters related to permitting disputes. On 4/4 of 2024, real estate discussions were made related to Parks and Rec facilities, conservation easements, lease of township property, and easements on township property. In addition, litigation matters related to state and court matters and permitting dispute. And we also have a student ambassador from Millcreek Schools, from McDowell High School. So our student ambassadors here do have a report.
Yes, I do.
Yay, go ahead. Would you, could we hand her, thank you, a microphone. Thank you so much.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
So our spring sports are in full swing right now. Our boys baseball team had their first game April 4th. They won. And then our girls softball team, March 30th, I believe, had their first game, and they also got a win. And tomorrow, this is like a note for anyone back there that might be interested, 6:30 to 7, our McDowell softball, baseball, tennis, and lacrosse teams are all joining together to celebrate the latest upgrades to the Hanlon complex tomorrow, April 10th. And there will be food trucks at the event, and community members are invited to bring a ball, glove, racket, or sticks to join the teams to celebrate their Lights Up night. The first pitch is at 7, so
Wow,
if you're interested.
that is super fun. Oh, I'm so excited about those upgrades. That's really such a great, it's really great for all of the students that were there. I remember attending baseball games, well, not attending baseball games because of all the flooding from before, so.
And they're really excited for the turf.
Yes.
We have some really good teams too, so.
Oh,
I'm
that's
excited.
wonderful.
And then if you're interested, this is kind of further out in May, from May 2nd to May 5th, our Center of Performing Arts is performing The Little Mermaid. So
Ooh, fun.
if you're interested, I'm sure you can look up the times like on our Millcreek
Yes.
Township.
Usually they're at 7. Okay.
Yeah, they're like 2 and 7 usually.
2 and 7. Okay, great. Oh,
Okay.
that's exciting. We'll make sure that maybe we can advertise that on our Facebook page and on all of our social medias
Yeah.
for you.
Thank
That's
you.
great. Thank you very much for being here. How many more days till graduation?
Our graduation is June 6th,
Okay. Yes,
and my last day is May 31st.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
coming up real fast.
it is. It's exciting.
Ms. Claire, we have one more training request.
Yes.
I would be
I
happy to
did skip
present.
over one, I'm sorry.
That's
Oh, no,
okay.
that's okay. Yes.
We are requesting permission to send Supervisors Claire and Alette to the Knox Law Institute, the Municipal Law Symposium on April 30th at the Ambassador Center, and there is no cost to that.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll make a motion to approve us attending.
I'll second.
Thank you. I'll call for the vote. Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I also vote yes. A motion carries. Thank you. All right, and now we are here at Citizens to be Heard. And
Not quite.
oh,
I'm
Lord.
just going to say I have no
Oh,
comments. No
Solicitor
communications.
Communications.
No
I'm skipping
communications
all
from
over
me.
the place today. Solicitor Communications, Ms. Caparosa.
Nothing for me,
Okay,
but just for Cheryl's minutes.
for Cheryl's minutes. All right, now we are at Citizens to be Heard. Sir, come on up. I appreciate you
Been
waiting.
very patient.
I know, it's riveting stuff, though.
I apologize for the earlier interruption.
No.
Oh, my gosh, no, it
worry
can be
about it.
very confusing.
I'm
And state your
just-
name for the record?
Douglas Barger.
Okay.
I'm here today because my wife and I have just become increasingly frustrated with the service that we've been getting from Waste Management. And I don't know the specific details or anything of the contract. I assume Millcreek has some kind of contract with them. I do remember when I first came to Millcreek about 7 years ago that we had advanced disposal, and it's just like the contrast between the service we've been getting. Advanced disposal seemed really good. I mean, we hardly ever had any problems, and what did it for me was last Tuesday, which is our pickup day, was the third time in 6 weeks that we did not have a portion of our waste picked up by Waste Management. There's two, obviously there's the trash and then there's the recycling, and there's separate bins. The first 2 times that over a three-week period, they failed to pick up our recycling a couple times, and both times when it didn't take place, I had to call Waste Management, and I don't know if anybody here has ever tried to call their customer service, but many times you'll get this, I think she's like an AI woman or something, she talks like 100 miles an hour. They might as well have a recording saying, we're not really interested in what you have to say right now. You know, maybe you'll get lucky and catch us later or something. You know, if you're diligent and you want to be on the phone for 20 minutes to a half hour, usually eventually you can reach a human being and get somewhere. But I guess my problem is I just don't think, especially if we have a contract with them, that this, you know, getting your trash picked up should be quite so stressful. You know, it's like today's our pickup day, and of course there was the eclipse situation yesterday, and if you go on the Waste Management website, it says something, under notifications, it says something to the effect of, on April 8th, some of our pickups that normally occur on April 8th will now be April 9th. Well, you know, that's pretty darn vague, and I can tell you that most of the people in my neighborhood, you know, I think most of the time we're a little confused sometimes as to exactly what is going to happen. So we put our trash out this morning. This is our regular day, but we don't know if our trash is going to be picked up today or tomorrow. But just to follow up, one more thing is, again, I think the thing that did it for me was last Tuesday, we put our trash out just as we should, and it was not picked up the whole day, the trash part, not the recycling. And I don't know if you recall, but we get some pretty high winds on the edge of Mill Creek and Summit. By like 8 o'clock that night, my bin was still out there, I was kind of keeping my fingers crossed, maybe they'd come by. And then the wind really started picking up. I'd say it was gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour. And my thought just before I went to bed was, I've seen these bins blow over, the trash gets spread all over, excuse me. So I went and took the bin and pulled it in next to the garage, just kind of to prevent that result. And then what happened is, that night, about 5 o'clock in the morning, I heard the trash truck come by. So, and my intent was to put the bin out again at like, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. But it's just like, when that happened, I was like, this is just kind of ridiculous. It's like, they're basically a day late, and we've just become frustrated, and I don't know what can be done about this. I don't know if I'm the first person that's really expressed much dissatisfaction, and I don't even know if it's a situation where they have kind of a monopoly and there aren't a lot of choices. I do know that our bill, which I just recently paid, of course, it's linked with Erie Waterworks. I think the trash portion was $93 a quarter, but I'm even thinking in my mind, boy, as a citizen, if it gets bad enough, can I just opt out and get my own company? I would assume not, but I think there's a problem here, and that's why I felt compelled to come today and just say something.
Just so you're aware, Advanced Disposal was the prior carrier under the old contract, but Advanced Disposal was acquired by Waste Management.
Yeah, that's what I
So
had heard.
that's limits the scope of who's in the game anymore.
Yeah,
So.
so it is frustrating, but I would just say, I spoke to a young lady last week when I came here, kind of just really frustrated, and, if I was doing business with somebody that delivered their service this way, I would either not pay them or consider suing them. And I used to be a practicing attorney, so I do know something about this. But, I don't think the citizens are asking for miracles here. We just, if they say they're gonna pick the trash up on a certain day, maybe just do that, and reduce the stress level for the citizens. That's it.
Thank you very much. No, you are not the only person who has talked to us about waste management. And you are right. We only had one bid, I believe, and it was Waste Management.
Yeah, so.
When it came to the process of choosing a new trash hauler. So I know it's very frustrating for us that we only had the one bid. They are, I think, the only company in the area that has the equipment to service this many residents. And there is a phone number that you can, I was actually trying to look it up on my phone, the phone number that you can call so that we can, if your trash is not picked up. I thought that there was like a form or something that we can fill out online, isn't there?
I can,
Oh, go ahead.
basically, you should just call here and
Okay,
talk to Emily at the front desk.
okay.
So, everything you brought up, Mr. Barger, is legitimate. You're not the first one to complain about waste management.
I mean, this is a company that sponsors a golf tournament where they pay the winner $2 or $3 million. Take some of your money and, if you need to hire more people, whatever it is,
And you brought up about the bill. It's actually $99.61, I believe, starting April 1st.
I see,
Every year it's going up.
I see.
And that was a gradual increase that we decided to implement in lieu of getting hit with about $125 a month starting a couple years ago. We decided to implement a more gradual scale there. But my regret, and I take full responsibility for this, is that we did a 5-year contract with this company. We should have done about a 1 or 2 year, because it's ridiculous what they're doing, and all the customer service has been shifted to us. We're doing it all now.
And I'm not blaming anyone here.
But I'm
It's
just kind of reinforcing your complaint. I'm as frustrated as you. Now, I will say, we had problems with advanced disposal too. We got a lot of complaints about them.
Yeah.
So I think part of it's the nature of the business, and, you know, we heard fuel costs and COVID, and they can't get drivers, and that's probably all true, but nonetheless, they need to figure it out to provide the service to the residents. So if you have any issues with waste management, just call here, the 833-1111 number, and talk to Emily at the front desk, and she will handle it. She has a direct pipeline to waste management. She'll email or call them directly for missed pickups.
Okay, well, thank you.
I don't know if that helps, but
It does, and thank you so much for your time.
Yep.
I'm just gonna quickly.
And
if
thank you
there's anything
for,
else you wanted to
no,
add. Yeah,
Mr.
rest
Chairwoman.
assured, I mean, you know, they teeter on violating the contract. There's a fine line there. They're right on the edge of, you know, providing the service and violating the contract. And believe me, I'd love to withhold a payment from them just to make a statement, but, because.
Well, it's, you know, I think for us, it's the stress, you know, it's like we're all busy.
Right.
We've got our trash, it needs to go out, and, you know, this is a problem that I would just rather not have to deal with. It's stressful, so. Okay,
Mr.
thank you.
Waldinger was going to say something as
Yeah.
well.
Mr. Barger, just for your benefit and anybody else that's watching, Waste Management is treating this week as if it was a holiday week, so everybody's pickup will be 1 day behind. I know that Sam Peterson from our communications department did a good job putting it out on the township social. In my mind, Waste Management did not do a good job, though, communicating it to customers.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so if today is your normal pickup day, they'll come
We put
tomorrow.
our bins out
Just in case, sure.
All right, thank you.
We'll hope for no win for you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else here to speak, for citizens to be heard? Hello, you can come on up. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Scott Allen. I own the piece of property, almost 6 acres on West 8th Street across from the Colony Plaza, just to the east of the Sportsman's Club. I purchased a year ago and met informally with some of the Millcreek people here about a year ago about our project. We are within the Prescott Gateway district there, which has been great to see the continuing demolition on the older properties there. But as our project's moving along quite well here, we've got architects, we've got schematic drawings now, and this is a commercial project out on West 8th Street, as well as a residential project in the back portion of the property. It's a $40 million project. We're looking at 119 apartments as well as the commercial space. And I just have some questions, and I'm not asking them now. I'd just like to, in the future, I've got some questions about what is going to happen with the other properties in the district there, as well as, how is that going to be marketed? Are there any, specifics as far as benefits to those developers that are going to come in? Are they doing any tax abatements? Are they doing any, anything of that type? So I guess I'd like to, I actually was going to send the supervisors a letter, but I thought, well, you're having a meeting today, I'll stop by. So I'd like to request an informal meeting with the supervisors at some point, just to discuss these points.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
We'll make sure we get your number on the way out, and we can set that up. And I know Mr. Waldinger is here as well. He is the director of the project,
Okay.
of the Gateway project. So that maybe you could get his,
Yes, I will.
okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
But thank you, and thank you, Mr. Allen, for your investment in Millcreek Township. Thank you for considering Millcreek Township as a place to develop.
Like I said, we're very excited about the project. I don't know that we're gonna break ground this year, but certainly next year it's coming. And I'm getting ready to announce the project. And put a sign up on the property, kind of with a rendering announcing the project. So, I just have a few questions
Yes.
I'd like to sort out.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other citizens to be heard?
Okay, sorry, writing down my email.
Thank you. And you can state your name for the record. You don't have to state your address.
Okay.
You can write that later.
Good morning. My name is Mike Bednar. I will state my address, so it is 1250 Arden Road, okay? I'm the property owner there, and I own the home as well. If in case anybody here in the audience doesn't really know where that's at, it's out in Bell Valley, and I'm right next to the Grouse Hollow subdivision. In fact, the cul-de-sac, which is at the end of the road here, has 3 properties that can be treated by the fire department, okay? I'll say, if need be, by way of the cul-de-sac. Now, I'm at 1250, which is on the north side. 1251 is across the street. So we have 5 properties there. And I'm sure you guys have been, I think some of the Millcreek people have been down there, and I know the streets department comes down occasionally. They've been great. I've been able to talk to those guys about some of the things that are happening there, okay? But some of the things that are happening, the area is turning into a rental area. So that's not the way it was. I'm 67 years old. I've lived there since I was 6 years old. I can tell you the whole history. Now, I'm going to try to stick with safety, I think, today because, okay, we have a new effort in here aimed at fire prevention and things like that. So I'm going to stick with that, and I might get up here again, but the timeline looks something like this. We moved out there in 1962. We were the last house to be built on Arden Road. Now, there's also 1256, next side, 1264 now, in the house there, 1268, and then we have 2 properties at the top of Arden Road. One's 4904 Wattsburg Road. I can't remember the house number on the one on the north side. But anyway, back in the 60s there, guy across the street, volunteer fireman. Both the male, the husband and the wife, were active in Bell Valley Fire Department. The wife even actually was certified to drive the ambulance, okay? They had 2 boys. Both those boys were very active in the fire department. I got to know the Bell Valley Fire Department names. I got to know Bell Valley. Again, I'm 6 years old, okay? So I still remember those guys' names and everything. Actually, that takes care of 1251. Move up the road a little bit, and this road isn't very long, okay? If you go up the road a little bit at, okay, that'd be 1264 right now. Barb there, her father was in the fire police. So I know, her father very well, knew her father very well, and we did things together as neighbors. So again, more and more of that atmosphere where I got to know Bell Valley Fire Department. Just so you know, I was a state certified first responder for a while through employment, so I do have a focus on safety, and I think that's probably why I'm starting this off today. But anyway, what's happened now is, things have changed. People move in, and they don't actually think the same way I do about safety. So, we had that issue here with the road being turned over. And I want to tell you what happened there. That was in the 80s. And what would happen is, as we were leaving Arden Road, which was a private road at that time, we'd hit Wattsburg Road, and Wattsburg Road getting busier and busier. Now it'd be ridiculous to go to that top of the road the way it was in the past and expect to turn left or right in the wintertime, because there was not a launching pad. Paul Martin did an excellent job, came down, had the road turned over to the township, put the launching pad in front, did us the cul-de-sac, and I'm sure you guys know about the cul-de-sac with respect to Grouse Hollow. That's been a topic, okay? So anyway, that's the way history was then. Paul Martin came down, Barb, I started driving 73 Barb about the same time. That was so nice. We could go to the top of the road, wait, and take our right or left. We didn't have to go up and take the left down the berm or whatever to get out. So things are better. These people that have moved in now changed. Well, you know, neighborhoods are gonna change. I keep saying this. I remember when everybody on the road was married, now no one's married, okay? But these people that moved in, no, we're all single, whatever. So, but those people, right, they don't have that same focus I did. I was in supervision. I know what safety meant. So that's why I'm coming at this today. But my big thing here right now, I'm gonna have to ask the question. At one time, 1264, the lady there, with her own money, paid for a street light. We don't have street lights on Arden Road, okay? No street lights, no sidewalk, anything like that. She paid for it, and that helped. But now when the plow comes down in the winter, and we know what happened with that plow going over the edge there, they had to use the big maple tree. I had to get out over the edge. It was a full load of salt. I said, yeah, sure, guys, go out there, use that, and you know, you can pull that salt truck out. Who knows what kind of damage that would have done to the salt truck, because again, it was a full load of salt. But that happened. Another thing, that big maple tree, just recently, the branch fell. So glad the streets department came out. It fell because of the ice. They came out, Tom Bickle, great job cutting it up, okay? And I told Tom, tell Matt, you know, we don't have to worry about that branch because that was in the way. But anyway, that's just a little bit more about that cul-de-sac. So I don't want to get into something negative that's happening here recently, but lighting has been something now I got to really be doing, you know, really doing more attention, or probably directing more attention toward. But I have lights on my house, and I did find somebody one night in my driveway, and I was sitting in the front window, right by the front window. I saw him come, I ran out. He bolts over through the Grouse Hollow, okay? So those kinds of things are what's happening, and again, safety, safety, safety. But my question here today, and I'll sum it up like this, is if I was to seek to put lighting up, you know, added to what I have on my house, could I put it near the road? Now, the lady on the road, her name was Edna, had a light on the utility pole. And I always knew that she paid for that by herself, you know, and that her husband was in the fire police, okay? So anyway, I guess I'm gonna be asking, where do I start on making sure I'm not doing anything that would mean I would be interfering with the underground structure there, because we do have a drainage there, you know. I know sewer and water, we're all on the well and septic there, okay? That's coming. I just want to make sure if I can be, you know, permitted to put a pole in with some nice lighting on that cul-de-sac, whether that would interfere with anything. Myself and Matt, we've talked about the hammerhead. Remember the hammerhead? My mom agreed to that. I agreed to it too. Okay. Again, if you not until you probably get down into that cul-de-sac, you see.
I think Mr. Waldinger might have something to say about.
Yeah, as far as the pole, we can definitely, you know, Mike, if you want to talk to somebody in zoning just to get your idea. If you put a pole in, it would have to stay on your own property, but I know that right-of-way is pretty narrow, and on your property should be fairly close to the road itself, if that was your idea to kind of help light that area up. But we can definitely sit down with somebody from zoning and figure out what you can do.
Be calling 411, I think, and, you know,
I'm
making
gonna
sure,
stop
because they'll do all the
there
lines,
because,
so, no,
I
that's
don't
great.
wanna
Thank you,
saturate
though.
with some other things. You know, I'll be responsible, I'll be an agent of change. I'm willing to do those things for, you know,
Yeah.
what's happening down there, because it isn't easy for these other folks.
And I do know that we have increased police presence because of the amount of people we have on the road, and in Bell Valley. You know, they have zones. Our police officers are put in zones, and but I can also let Captain Sebulak know, who oversees our police department, our road, those out on the road. Make sure we, you know, get some police officers that kind of drive through every once in a while. Okay. And the name of your road is Arden Road?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening.
Yes. Any other citizens to be heard? Okay. With that, I guess I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Well, first, let's announce the next meeting is going to actually be April 30th. We're not on the every 2 weeks because we are away for some training that we are doing. So some of us are away. So I believe it's April 30th is our next meeting, Tuesday at 4:30. Anything else from the group? No?
Motion
Okay.
No.
Thank you very much, by the way, to our residents for coming and being involved and trying to be proactive. Everyone that spoke today was so civil and so conscientious about their words, and I really appreciate that. So thank you very, very much for working with us to maybe solve some of the problems and issues. Okay, with that, anyone want to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, I'll second.
All right. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Meeting adjourned.